Now, Pamela Maura is back with us again, and of course Pam was here last week giving us lots of tips, but today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. This week we're going to talk about what we all have at home, hair appliances, which we're probably guilty of. A lot of us are just throwing them in a drawer and forgetting about them. So this is almost like Pam had her hard hat on earlier on.
Yeah.
How to take care of stuff like your hairdryer or even your hairbrush.
There's, like you said, we have a family drawer inside that we have to reorganise over and over again. Yeah, the wires are everywhere. So the first things first, how to take care of your tools, right? One of the most important things, I have my tool belt on and I'm ready. One of the most important things is the hairdryer, Maura.
Okay.
So people spend a lot of money on the hairdryer, and I encourage spending a lot of money on a hairdryer because...
Is it really worth buying a good hairdryer,
Absolutely. A good hairdryer, being a professional one usually, will last the guts of about 5-6 years. I actually had a friend who had hers for 13 years. I gave it to her because she did this tip, right? So the only reason your hairdryer...
Turn it around there to camera two, just to show the back part of it there.
There we go.
Turn around. Yes, there. See that little part of the back now? That's what gathers all the fluff and stuff, is it?
Exactly, because you must remember the air is coming in and it's blowing out, so it's filtering everything. So the only reason your hairdryer will burn out is because this gets blocked up and it overheats. So you take this off like this, you rinse it under a tap of hot water. Just a good rinse, nothing major, no shampoo, no soap or anything. Dry it off thoroughly and put it back on, and your hairdryer is as good as new.
Because that little filter, it's almost like we all know about filters now because we're all wearing masks and all that.
Yep.
If that blocks up, it'll stop the air coming through and the hairdryer will burn out.
Burns out, and it's the #1 reason that a hairdryer doesn't last. We have these about 10 years in the salon, and weekly we take care of this. It's the tiniest tip, but it means you're going to save hundreds over the years on buying new hairdryers.
It's a good idea, and people don't realise, it's almost like at home, the washing machine broke, and I was like, the washing machine's broken. The person came out, opened the little thing at the bottom, coins and everything's fell out.
Don't be so stupid when it's something so simple.
Such an airhead, I didn't even know. Okay, what's next? What about tongs and things like that?
Tongs. The way to take care of tongs. I don't know about you, but every male in my life is on about wires since the day I was born, right? So, aren't they just though? So the best way to take care of a tongs wire, the only reason a tongs will burn out is because the wire will get bent or broken, right? So what we all have a habit of doing is wrapping it and wrapping it around, and it bends this wire right here. This is the most important thing, because if this comes loose, it's detached from the actual tongs, right? So the way to curl up a tongs, you can get things now, they're like tool docks. You can get them online and things,
actually,
right?
Can we show, I think we have, do we have a tool dock?
I think we do,
actually.
actually.
What's this little thing? Do we have something there, Tony? I know it's further on there.
It's you just...
Is that it there, Pam?
Exactly. Look how tidy that is. And there's a place in those for your wires. You can get them online. They're cheap enough. They're relatively cheap. 30, 35 euro in general. Okay, so you put them all in and there's a place to actually kind of fold the wires properly. You fold the wires like this, right? So this is the way you fold a wire. So you round it. Like I said now, the males in my life will be proud of me with this. So around and around and around. So you're putting it into a circle the whole way around. Can you see that there? The whole way around, and try not to wreck the table while you're there.
Do not do that part. Do not drop things on the ground.
Try not to. And again, right, everyone has one of these. You can get these anywhere.
In any crocodile clip, back in the day.
And clip that, and there you are, nice and tidy, out of the way. Yeah, that's how
just a thing there that fell on the floor. Yeah,
so here's one I made earlier.
Can I just ask you about that? These are hair straighteners. How do you clean the inside of the hair straightener?
A wipe, right? And this is a real place where product gets built up, you know, because you're putting So a wipe, an alcohol wipe if you can, right? And go through it like this. And if there's a bit too much residue, which sometimes there's a build-up of product and you can't really get it off with the wipe, a little bit of shampoo and a cloth of hot water, and give it a little scrub, even with an old toothbrush or something like that. And make sure that it's dry. Again, with the straighteners, make sure they're turned off. A lot of them now turn off automatically, but not all of them do.
And the older ones don't.
Don't get complacent. Yeah, it's very important. And again, it's something we're all guilty of, running out the door and forgetting to turn it off.
Can I ask you a question about, you've brought, obviously, brushes, the one tool we all need. How often should you clean a brush? Because I'm sure there's loads of bacteria that builds up on brushes.
You're dead right. And weekly, right? If you're using your brush a lot, if you're blow drying your hair all the time, I would wash it weekly. Again, run it under a hot tap with shampoo and give it a little scrub with an old toothbrush. Get right in at it and dry it, or leave it out to dry. If you don't, what's happening is the product is getting built up, and we use a lot of oils and things like that and creams. The product is getting built up, and you're blow drying your hair. You're adding old product and old grease and grime to your hair again. Another good trick is after every use, because again, if you look in your daughter's drawer or your child's drawer, you'll see any teenager will have a build-up of hair on this. It's like alive looking.
So just get a comb.
A comb or a pen or a knitting needle or something pointy. And what you're going to do is you're going to slip that in here and pull and pull and pull, and there's great pleasure in that, pulling that out. So that's how you clean your brush weekly.
While we're on the subject of brushes and hair dryers, we have a question here from one of our viewers. It is a question from Anne, and she says, she's wondering about it. She's in Tralee, and she says, she's invested in a new hairdryer, a really good salon one, like you said there. So they cost a good bit of money, you know. But she's wondering, she said, she's wondering what the nozzle, which one should she use when she's straightening her hair?
That's a good question, and it's a very common question, actually.
Excuse me.
So the smaller nozzle is for a straight blow dry, a nice tight straight blow dry with a lot of finesse. And the wider nozzle, you get two nozzles with them. The wider nozzle is for a bouncy blow dry. Or you know when we blow dry your hair, Maura, like you like a cool heat because it holds that curl. Well, that comes from a wide nozzle. The air dispenses widely. So if you're looking for a bouncy blow dry or a loose blow dry, a wide nozzle. And if you're looking for a very straight, tight, controlled blow dry with a lot of finesse to the ends, a nice tight nozzle. Okay,
so that one there. Okay, also we have another question. Michelle and Kerrigan Shannon, she said she loves Holly Willoughby's hair. Who doesn't? Is the answer to that. She said she really kind of was wondering how to get that kind of bleachy wave using a tongs.
And again, it's very
bleachy
easy.
Wave, I should say. Bleachy wave,
it's not a curl.
That's Holly, isn't she lovely? I have to say, she always looks great.
She's got it. She's got it all going on, and she's so natural. And even her hair, even her hair, while it's groomed, it's kind of casual and effortless. And I think that's what we're referring to here. So that look is not so much a curl, it's a kind of a gentle wave, right? And what we're doing with this is you're just literally putting the tongs in, closing it, twisting it away once. Twisting it away once, right? Just like this, and releasing it. And what you're getting is, you see that lovely wave there. Like Holly doesn't actually have a curl. She's got a wave. I'll just do that once more.
Okay, so you clamp it on there at the top.
Clamp it on, twist it away once. Leave the end of it out. If you bring the end of it in, you'll get a curl and it'll interfere with the length. But now, let me show you there. So
I see. So what you're doing is you're giving it bounce at the top near the root, but you're leaving the end part loose. So all it is, it's like a wave, one wave through the hair. It's not a curl, and you leave the end of it out. There's another way to curl your hair, and it's that Sarah Jessica Parker look, and it is. So you're twisting it away 3 or 4 times, and you're creating it almost an actual curl, but again, leaving the very tip of it out. It's all about how much you leave out at the end. And this is it. So it gives you a more defined curl. There we go. Get loose. Exactly. Okay. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. And you don't need to hold the tongs on your hair too long. No. That's you should say that as well. Absolutely. Put the tongs up full belt so it's roasting hot, and leave it on for like 5 seconds once it's hot. I want to just play in a quick question here. This is the last one here. This is Siobhan. Let's take a look.
Hi Pam, Siobhan here from Killeen's. I have, as you can see, poker straight hair, which I really do love. But sometimes I like to put a curl in it. But when I put the curl in, it really doesn't last that long. So do you have any advice for me that might help me to have a little bit of a curl in my hair? Thanks, Mel. Bye. Thanks very much, Siobhan. Yeah, thanks, Siobhan. And your hair is lovely and shiny. You're dead right. What you're looking for here is something to give your hair a bit of dirt, a bit of grit, right? Grit. Yeah, grit, because healthy, shiny hair is very hard to hold things in. You need to dirt it up. So this is a mousse, any type of mousse. Put it through the hands like this, right? Right through the hands. And is this on dry or? On dry or wet, right? Okay. Let it dry naturally if you want, but it just has to go on either dry or wet. So we'll go dry here. So scrunch it right in all over, right? Again, you're trying to get dirt into the hair, we'll say. Clean dirt, and you're going to blast this off. No brush, no nothing. You just want it to be gritty and kind of salty. Another thing, you could put in a salt spray. Yes. Exactly, that's great. And then once that's bone dry, then you go over it, Siobhan, with your tongs, and you get that lovely wave in it. Because then the product is actually holding the heat. Exactly. Yes, keeping it in. Exactly, and it's making it stiff. Okay, and even with straight hair, you can achieve that, Pam, can't you? Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. I have one top tip, and this is something that I love to see myself. Bring a picture. Always bring a picture to the salon. It speaks 1,000 words. You're on the same page straight away. Don't be afraid. It's not an extravagant thing to do. It's really helpful when you're trying to communicate to your hairdresser. Yeah, so show the hairdresser a picture of whoever, Holly Willoughby or whoever, and you want that kind of hair. You're right, actually, instead of trying to explain your way, and maybe people have 2 different visions. That's right. Pam, thank you very much, as always. And if you want
want Pam to help you if you have hair questions, any hair worries, general style advice. Send us a short video or a question to today@rte.ie, and Pam will be back next week. Now let's go over to Dahi, who has no hair issues.
Excuse me, hang on a second here now, Pam. What if somebody comes in with a picture of Marty Morrissey or Billy Keane and say they want hair like that? What do you do?
Pam, can't you?
Oh, come here, I'll bring you down the back. Just 2 seconds.
Not me.
2 seconds,
Hey,
Dahi. I
hang
didn't
on a
know you
second,
wanted
Pam.
this.
No.
I know, Dahi, it's
No,
a secret, Marty.
not
He's
me.
yearning to have Marty Morrissey's hair.
If a customer comes into you, Pam.
Dahi O'Shea, Dahi O'Shea.
Anyway,
alert,
speaking
alert.
of Billy Keane and Marty Morrissey, both are coming up next. Billy has a load of local newspapers, and Marty's somewhere up in the northwest. I'm not too sure where. Anyway, we'll see you in Niagna Vogri. A customer, not me, a customer.